So when I said, push, she's coming, push, push. I was shouting, Aye, my mother, I beg you.
So what would you give some?
I would just advise them, they should have the hope. No matter how you go through, it's life. It is part of life. No matter it is. In life, we have 3 stages of life.
Welcome to Tiny Tales, where we explore the unique experience that giving birth is to every woman.
We will hear the personal tales of women in Ghana who will take us on their journeys
to motherhood, from conception to birth,
to the first 3 months after the baby is born.
This season is sponsored and co-hosted by Gaia Organics,
your plug for fresh, healthy organic food in Jamulu, Accra. My name is Lisa and I'll be your host. Before we start this episode, I want to mention that this interview might be a trigger for some, as we'll be talking about the loss of one's children. In this episode, I'll be talking to Betty, mother of 3 angel babies, and the story of having to continue living even after having lost all of your kids. Welcome, Betty.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your story. I appreciate that you want to share such a difficult topic with us.
Yeah.
But let's start from the beginning. Your first baby, your son, what's he planned?
Yeah, it was planned because the society of our culture as a Ghanaian, immediately you are even married, people are tagging you. When are you going to get pregnant? So eventually, when you get pregnant or whatever, you married, pregnant, it should be in your head that this is what you have to do. So you plan for it.
So, and what did you do then? So it was, you knew you wanted to have a baby. So what did you do?
Because initially I need to see a gynecologist because I read a lot. And then before you want to have a perfect baby or perfect children, you have to see a gynae for the gynae to scrutinize you and sees you how you are good to go, or if you have a problem, that problem have to be solved before it's free to go. Because initially I've seen a whole lot of women that getting pregnant was very difficult for them. So I was realizing that, well, before then I have to take a step. But I see the gynae, and then giving me medications and all those tools. Call my husband to give us medication, how to a date, do this, don't do that, and all that. So it was very perfect way to go. So I think people having children, they need to see the gynecologist.
And did you see the gynecologist because you had any issues, or was it you didn't have any issues? You just started seeing her.
I wasn't having an issue because staying there for long. Even if you are 35, if you are maybe between the 18 of 25, it's not a problem. I was sitting there for 35, going here and there. Hey, you need to see a gynae. So 3 months, seeing the gynae, 3 months, everything happened.
The day you were able to conceive.
Yeah, the day that he told me, today you are going to get pregnant this month, it happened straight away without any fail. So initially I was really, really happy.
Yeah.
So you know how pregnancies and everything occurs. Nausea, vomiting, waking up around 4:30, vomiting 30 minutes, then getting to 5 o'clock a.m. before the vomit will cease. Then, working at the government section, you have to take your bath, do everything that is set up to work.
Yeah.
So getting off to work, the vomit will stop, but you need to bring out some salivas and here and there. You know how it is. So, that is how it happened.
So you used to carry these little polythene bags, so you had something to spit in.
I have to buy the takeaway, the smaller ones. So, in my workplace, we have some counter. You put it under the counter. Anybody that comes, you have to do like you are doing something, you are bending down, then I spit. So that's what I do. And then 2 months, the first and second trimester, that's what it says. So my 3 trimester was good to go. I can even carry a bag of cement without having any problem or issue. Yeah. So that's what my pregnancy was. My first and second trimester was very bad.
A lot of that.
Very bad. Vomiting, not sleeping, having heartburn, all those things. All of that, I need to eat early. Around 3 p.m., I have to cease eating. If not, then I can't sleep for the whole night.
Because of the heartburn.
So I cultivate a habit of eating around 3 p.m. Because I quite remember taking something like mangoes. Because when I was pregnant, fruits were in season, all fruits. So I took some mango in the evening. I bought it at Kadishin when I was going. And it was nice. So I put everything in the water and then start to take all the 5. Wow. After taking the 5, you know what happened? It's like a magic. You know how okra is slimy and all those things. After taking the mango, it bubbles and then collect everything from my tummy out.
Oh,
Everything was out. So since then, it is just recently, a years before taking mango again.
yeah. And
And
how are
then
you feeling? So that's basically, how did you feel emotionally, mentally? Were you just happy or were you anxious? Like how was your throughout the pregnancy?
pregnancy is something that we should embrace it. No matter how you go through, it's life. It is part of life. No matter it is. In life, we have 3 stages of life: pregnancy, death, and then giving birth. You need to go through all this. Without that, you can sow. Even though you are young, you will see how people, when they get pregnancy, how they go through. You need to study it, how they go through. So when yours also comes, you need to embrace it, no matter it is, because your mother or your cousins or your aunties have passed through. You too, you need to, no matter how painful or whatever you feel, when it comes, you need to painful. It's mixed with anxieties. It's mixed with, I mean, you know what I mean. It's mixed with something like you are happy, you are not happy. It's like mood swing. Today you are this, the next day you are this. You know how pregnancy it occurs. Something like maybe eating, your changes of your habit of eating also changes when it comes to pregnancy for you. Your sense of taste, smelling, everything total, it changes. It's not easy.
It's not easy, and
And then
even if it's
at that time
natural,
I
but
was
even if it's natural, it's not necessarily always an easy or an easy experience to have.
it's not
We all have
easy
individual
experience,
experiences.
sometimes I was asking my mom, you mummies, you go through all this, but after that you forget. The next day you get pregnant again, isn't it?
Right.
They say yes, they don't need to tell us. But they themselves, after the baby comes out, hallelujah, then they forget everything.
Yeah.
So every human being should pass through all these things for you to know how it is. And then when it's my turn, the nurses were trying to say that, hey, madam, if you don't push out, we are going to send you to the cesarean. I said, no, my family, we don't do any cesarean. I'm going to bring out myself, my baby. I
Yeah.
want to bring out my baby.
Yeah. So this is the birth. But so to get to that, so basically you went almost to term, right? So when did you start going into labor? How far along were you when you went into labor?
Yes, it was 8 months, 2 weeks. And then one day, it was Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday. Sunday around 4. I'm wearing my normal dress as I put the short and the top. I was just going to wee wee. I saw this water gush or burst out of me. I said, What's this? I know the water will burst, but not 8 months and then 2 weeks.
Yeah. You expected it to come
I'm
at 9
expecting
months.
it to come at 9 months. I was having a mop. It comes like it's not. It's like a dirty blood with some flames coming out of it, goosing out. So when it comes out clean, when
But
it comes,
there was no pain at this point then.
no, there wasn't any pain. Like doctor said, it's like I'm having this. By the time it's not soon, okay, it doesn't matter. I should come because 8 months and 2 weeks is not any problem. Baby want to come, there's no problem, so I should come. So I stand in front of my house. There's a main street. Just stand and I take a taxi straight from there to there, just a 30 minutes. I call my mom that this is what has happened, so we rush me. So on getting into the taxi, is then that I'm having these contractions. Very sharp pain, like piercing you at my waist, and I'm having this small bag hang. You know what? I'm having 6,000 Ghana cedis inside that bag. Upon getting onto the hospital, I did not even recognize I'm having that huge money. If just for now, no leave it. I'm telling you.
You were in so much pain.
I'm telling you, when I go to the hospital,
Yeah.
very pain, I just threw the bag.
Right.
That's why they say some people go to the hospital and then they cry and then you saw their husband.
Right.
You are a fool, you did this to me, you are a fool, you are doing that, I'll not do that again. Sort of things that our mothers and then our cousins would be saying. But when you get your turn, you feel it is the same thing.
Yeah. Because the pain is that intense.
Sharp
Yeah.
pain. Tell you straight away, sharp pain.
Yeah.
So, he settled everything and he set it everything and he said that no, look at your baby head, it's just away coming. Then he give
To
me some
push.
injection,
Ah.
yeah, on my this thing. And so after the injection, he said, okay, can you push? I said, yeah, I can push. So when I said push, it's coming, push, push. I was shouting, "Aye, my mother, I beg you." So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or something, something, and the nurse is saying, hey, madam, I think you are not ready. And if you don't take it, you are going to lose you. And I said, no, I'm not going to lose. I'm telling you, I'm going to bring up my baby. I'm telling you.
Right.
So then and then after the pain is something. Say yes, baby. So when the baby comes, you know how the feeling that you feel. Something like something is coming, is vibration coming out of you. So when it comes like that, the pain and everything that you're going through, just forget. I started to sleep. I was sleeping
You were sleeping.
because I was tired. When the baby came out, I was tired. It's not sleeping, no. It's like off,
Exhausted. You were
something like
exhausted. Yeah.
exhausting.
Yeah.
So you need to. So when they
Relaxing.
removed the baby, they said, this your baby is a boy, this and this. And I saw this guy crying and giving me blue. Hey. And let's say, hey, is your baby a boxer? I said, I don't know. So after that, they have to rush him to Kolebu, Nico, because they say because it's 2 weeks ahead, they will just give you the next 3 days. Now I'll just take my baby off because he's okay, he's not sick. So just want to test and do everything thorough if he's okay.
But what made them want to go?
Because they were saying some oxygen, something. They have to give some oxygen. So on the 3 days, his dad took him to the NICO, and then they were doing all those blah 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 blah. So after that, he came back and said, okay, the doctor said I'm free to come and then feed my baby. So upon reaching there, they were tossing me, go here, go that, and I said, okay, fine. Because me, I've watched some movies and watched how they behave. I just breathe in. I give myself the distance that fine, whatever happened.
Was this the first time you went to the Nico? That you,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, that's the first time. So, and then one nurse also came and said, madam, sorry, for your baby came healthy, he was not sick. And she even come and see some baby who were even premature. Even 5 months or 6 months, they are there. You can even read their lips, their ribs. Silence, you can see them tiny. They are even there. But in the night, your baby couldn't breathe well. So I think that is all that you can see. I said, can I see my baby? Say yes, in the fridge. So I sat down and then we were doing their thing, blah blah, going, unnecessary they behave, going round. Then they came and said, okay. I saw the baby lying down in the fridge, and then I noticed a mark on his body when he was, so I saw the mark and said, okay, that's the baby. If I did not see the mark, then I would say no, because initially you'll be hearing some here and there, baby, snatching and all those things. Then they kept to ask me, do you want to bury your babe, or you want us to bury him? I was like, okay, no problem. If they can do it, they should. So I just left it and then left. Then went back home and then told my parents that this is what is happening. They too, they cried and cried. Come and see them. It's like,
How did you? I mean, how did you feel about all this?
because as I told you, when I went there, the way they were behaving, then I gave myself the,
You sort of already
I
knew.
console myself already.
Yeah.
As I told you, I breathed in. Say, okay, whatever happened, fine. So when I went home, I did not do any. I just said he's dead. Then that is all. I couldn't talk, do anything. I just lie down.
And how long did this last for you? How long were you in this feeling of not being able to talk, not
Yeah,
being able
yeah.
to
It took
do?
6 months.
6 months.
6 months. Yeah. They say when your baby dies, you need not to wait for long. After treating yourself, you have to go again, and then you know how it is. Go back again because
And try and make another baby.
yeah,
Or make,
because if you don't try to make it, it's like it will be like something like a distance on you that you feel reluctant even to see a man or even to give birth again. So I went back. Oh, within the month is there. So that's what I told you that it took is it 5 months or so. Yeah, that one too. I went to another hospital.
So the second one you conceived after about 6 months after the loss of your son,
Yeah,
and then 5 months into that pregnancy you lost that baby
yeah.
as well. And what happened
I
there?
think me, I don't want to, as you say, I don't want to mention any hospital and say this and this. I think it's the doctor that I saw that did that. I'm telling you. Because initially, after doing examining and do all those stuff, and then going back and they do another test, they see the pregnancy is okay. They ask me the pregnancy is okay. So how come the medicine that he wrote to me is how the whole thing is? So immediately, when I read it later on, I said, oh, no, this one is abortion, something like that. See?
The pill, yeah.
Yeah.
And but you went to the hospital that time because you were bleeding. That's what made you.
Because I know that the first one has happened that way.
Yeah.
So I was not shaking. I know it's not something deep. So
Yeah.
it's not me alone.
Yeah.
It's happened to a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
Mothers that day. It's happening.
Yeah.
So it's not my first time. So it's not something that I'm afraid or something. I know I'm going to pass through and say whatever it is.
Yeah.
So knowing true that you examine me and do also me, initially I know it's from the doctor.
But in the end, you ended up losing that
Yes.
one.
Yes.
But then you actually became pregnant a third time as well.
3 times again. And that one was 3 months.
3 months. So you knew at that. So you knew you were pregnant, but still, at some point, you then. How did that happen? You started bleeding as well. Or?
It's not breathing, it's something like one day when I wake up, that one too, the same thing.
Did you have pain? Did it feel as pain?
Pain. I don't know. Because the gynae also checked and said, no, I mean, I don't have any problem. I don't know why this thing is happening. Anyway, so if you believe in something like a spiritual thing, you know that this one is not normal. Okay? Even the doctor also told me that this one is not normal. So I need to sit up and know whatever I can do. So upon going through normal this thing, spiritual and checking, I saw that there's something behind. Okay. So that is why let me not stop this my marriage. Because I saw that it's not me, I don't want to put blame. I don't like that and I don't hate it. Putting blame on something. But if something is red, we need to say it and let it go. Then that my husband told me that something, the mother was not, I mean, liking us being together because he has found somebody for a long time, and then his son doesn't want to marry that girl. So it'll be like he has disrespected the mother. Are you getting? So he married, they will marry, then we'll see. He told me later on, I said, you should told me like I wouldn't opt for that because I know how people go through. I watch movies and all that, it's real. So how
So
didn't you tell me?
do you think that do you believe that that was part of what happened to you
Yeah, I'm
guys?
telling you, the dreams that are there is something serious, horrible. Because my mom was even fierce me. Hey, Betty, anytime you do this, it happens. Sometimes, putting you put yourself in my shoe, you see that it's not normal.
But still, when you decided to let go of the marriage, you also let go of your chance of having kids. How did you feel about that?
Ah, I know, but sometimes, you need to save your life too. But, I would have been dead by now. A whole lot of issue happened. Going through certain things. They even plotted, do this, go through that. It's one after the other.
To have children, you mean?
Yes. So you see the point. Maybe sometimes you don't know what happened.
Yeah.
It's better you live and save your life.
What would you give to advice to a woman who is in your situation, who is married, she's lost a couple of babies already, and what would you tell her? What would you? She's probably sitting here. I'm sure you also went through periods of just like not having any hope, like not thinking that it's gonna work, and you wanted the baby. So what would
They
you give
should,
some?
I would just advise them, they should have the hope. I'm telling you, as I'm sitting there, really way I'm grown, but I'm having the hope. I don't know how the marriage is, and I can't tell somebody to leave his marriage because she is the one who is into the soup or sitting beside the fire, and how the fire hits
Of course.
her.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you are into something, and you are closer. Me, I'm not closer. Somebody closer is different from somebody behind. You know, if you are not happy or something is it, I think I'm not going to advise you yourself.
Yeah.
But you have the hope that no matter how it
Should
is,
always have the hope. Yeah.
have the hope.
Yeah.
And then be happy yourself that you are not something like somebody who can't give birth.
Yeah.
You have because of challenges and everything that has come.
Do you ever think about your son or any of the two babies that do you ever think
Really,
of them?
the two are not really bad. You know, your first child is something like difficult thing
Yeah.
that ever happened to you.
Yeah.
Anxieties, whatever you are having,
Yeah.
cuddling and all those stuffs.
Yeah.
You know that his cloth that I use on him is there. And people say no, I should just discuss it. It's not good for me to keep it.
If you can't get yourself through.
Oh no, I've forgotten about it. I don't want to remember.
Yeah. Thank you, Betty, for sharing. I think it's such a important story to tell because, as you said, there are lots of women who go through this.
Yeah.
There are more pregnancies that happen. I mean,
Yeah.
we lose babies that we don't even know about because it's so
Yeah.
early in pregnancy.
Yeah.
And a lot of women go through a lifetime and just try and never have kids, and then it never happens. And it's such a hard emotional burden to be carrying.
Yeah.
And having lost a baby, I can't even. I mean, having a child of my own, I can't even imagine my life without her. If she was no longer here, I don't think I could survive.
Yeah.
So I think it's impressive, and I think I'm in awe of the fact that you're able to stand on your 2 feet and go through life and have the positivity and hope that you still
Yeah.
carry despite everything that you've gone through. And I'm
Yeah.
sure that there's other people out there who can also relate to that. So I just want to say thank you very much
You're welcome.
for sharing your story.
Okay, thank you too for giving me such a platform for me to express myself with me. Those that maybe they are going through this, when they see my story too, they can also use it to advise and then know how they are going to do.
Yeah.
All hope is not lost.
Yeah.
You can go again and put yourself the pieces together and then move on.
And thank you to all of our viewers who are watching at home. This show was created and hosted by Tiny Reuses. Thank you.